All right. So if you're watching this, this is Janelle. She's been doing great in her push. She's been doing an absolute great job of doing everything you're supposed to be doing the past 5 days. This is the 6 days. This is Saturday. So Janelle, why don't you go ahead and just tell everybody where you're at in career sales now and where you're at in the push.
Career sales, I think I'm at almost I think I am at 50,000.
Nice.
So I just doubled it in the last 5 days. So super, super cool. It might be a little bit less than 50 grand, but yeah.
Yeah, so you literally doubled your career sales in the very first 5 days. I think it's pretty important because you're already at 25, like 20, 22, $25,000 in career sales
Yeah.
before the push. And so doubling it in the first 5 days is a pretty big deal. And so cool. That's awesome. All right. So I got a couple quick questions for you. Don't want to make this too long so that everybody can kind of plug it into their, meetings and things of that sort. But obviously, I just want to ask you questions that some representatives may have in regards to like, hey, what is she doing? Like, how is she creating this, like these big days, these big numbers? How is she already at 20 grand in 5 days? How does this possible? So I'm gonna pretty much dissect it, like your very first 5 days, and then you just answer truthfully in regards to what's actually happened, your very first 5 days, including all day call day. So we're gonna start there at all day call day. Before you even got to all day call day, so you got there Sunday to the office, how many names and numbers did you have for all day call day?
For all day call day, I had 400.
400. Okay, cool. Did you like just come with 400 or did you like ask?
Oh no. I worked for them. I referrals are a great one, but
Mhm.
also, talking to your friends and family about your goals and why this is important to you is huge because their friends know you and that just helps you a little bit more with that support group. And like community is a huge thing within this job, so definitely try to do that.
Yeah, for sure. So when it comes to like what you did specifically, like what did you do specifically? Like what was the time frame before all day call day? When did you do it?
Oh,
Like what was the process?
I was preparing for the last like 2, 3 weeks. I was trying to talk to my dad. He isn't the most supportive of this. He doesn't like sales. So I kept on trying to like talk to him. I didn't end up getting any names, but that's okay. I still talked to my mom and other family members. My mom is my number one. She's gotten me over like 200 names and numbers. It's insane. She knows a lot of people, and I attribute a lot of this to her.
Yeah.
But those other 200 names, well, even working towards those 200 names with my mom, she maybe started off with giving me like 20, 30, and then continuously I kept on being like, Mom, this is huge. This is like our Super Bowl, okay? Like anyone you know. And so what she did is she had an old phone that like she didn't have those contacts with. So we sat down and we talked about like all of those names and all of those people, and that got me around another 100. So yeah, it was awesome. I was like, thank you, Mom, so much. I love you.
Your mom pretty much just dumped her phone. Like that's kind
Yes.
of what happened.
Yeah, 100%.
So how did you like you got like 200, 300 names from your mom. Uh,
Mhm.
how did you know like who to call first? Because once you get a lot of names and numbers from one person, it's
Mhm.
like kind of overwhelming for some people. It's like, oh my gosh, like who do I call first? How did you
Yeah.
know like how to organize that list and go from there?
Yeah, so we talked about it the night before, and so or like we talked through each name. And as we were going through those names, I was always kind of like, okay, do you think this person would be good? And why do you think they would be good? Or why do you think they wouldn't be? And so we just kind of talked about those. I'm someone who really wants to get into like business gifts and stuff.
Yeah.
So all those business owners, I really put at the top of my list because those are entrepreneurs. Those are people who typically want to help you out. So those are my number ones, and then just like close other people, and then kind of the rest. And even those help me a lot, but
For sure. What does your mom do?
she's a real estate agent.
Oh, okay, cool. So she just has connections to people. She just knows people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and she does volunteering like crazy and
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. Sweet. Um, how many, so on all day call day, so now we kind of know like the prep that went into it. So you took it wasn't just like an overnight thing. It wasn't just like, hey, like you didn't just ask once. It's not like you asked multiple different times to just one person. That was your mom. Shared your goals, all those things. I think a lot of reps think that you just ask once and they gave you like five names and numbers and then you kind of just move on. It sounded like you just kind of you were persistent with the asking, shared your goals, set your mom down, and then like worked on it. How long, like I'm just curious, like how long do you think like you and your mom worked on your names list? Like
In
hours, minutes?
total,
Yeah, yeah. Time.
probably over 4 hours.
Okay, so took a while to sit down and actually
Yeah,
get your
because
name.
each time I got around like 50, and that took around like an hour.
Okay,
So yeah.
so about 200. Okay, that makes sense. Cool. Um, on all day call day now. So now you got, you're there
Yep.
for brunch,
Yep.
for lunch, whatever, 1 to 9 p.m. How many phone calls did you make on all day call day?
I didn't actually count. I just kept on going. I didn't even like pay attention to that. I didn't I just kept I wanted to get as many as possible.
No.
So I think with what Bronk was saying, I think over like 200, 300.
Phone calls? Like you made like
Yeah.
200 phone calls on all day call day? Okay. How many demos did you book?
22.
Okay. So you definitely like no not every single person answered for sure.
No, no.
Yeah. Did people tell you no? Like, hey,
Yeah,
like,
100%.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And so when it comes to your like schedule for like all day, like whenever you were on Sunday and you were calling on Sunday, like what did you mainly book up in your schedule like day wise? Was it like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Was it just spread out? Like how did that look like?
I mean, so what I typically do is if I have it available, is I give them two times, one kind of in the morning and one in the evening, or just like two separate times so we can find one that typically works best for them. If I have two back to back that are like, 2:30 and 4:30, then I would give them those time slots. But I went Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and just tried to fill those up because well, yeah, you want
Or
to have demos the first day.
yeah.
Uh,
So you
but
front loaded as much as possible and then each and every single day. So
yeah.
Monday, then Tuesday, then Wednesday, then
And,
Thursday.
and some days don't work for people and you just have to like really work with them. Sometimes it'll take like 7 minutes to try to find a time that works for both of us.
So you fight for it. Like you fight for the demo.
Oh,
Like you don't
100%.
people tell you those two times don't work out, and you don't just say okay and then kind of hang up or like move on. You find the time.
No, I mean now sometimes what like if they're like I'm out of town, I can't really like talk right now, what I'll do is I'm like, "Okay, so when are you getting back?" And
Hmm.
then they tell me that date and then I'm like, "Okay, do you mind if I call you the next morning and just kind of check in and see where we're at?" So, yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's look at your schedule if we could real quick, because I think this is the part where everybody's like, I want to see your schedule. I want to see what's going on. So let's go day by day. So really quick. So you scheduled 22 demos. Obviously, I'm assuming was your Monday booked by Monday? Like when like your
Yeah.
demo is booked.
Yeah.
Was Tuesday booked by Tuesday?
Yes.
Was Wednesday booked by Wednesday, or like did you start?
Yes.
Okay, like what day did it get to this week so far? I know it's only Saturday, so you've only gone through Monday to Friday. Was there a day where you got to that day and you're like, oh wait, I don't have my entire day booked yet?
Yeah. Well, like whenever mm, the only time that's happened was yesterday.
Okay, okay, gotcha.
So,
But you've
yeah.
had the morning phone time to kind of help you book.
Yes,
Okay,
yes. So I always made sure that the day before I had all of my time slots booked.
that's
Just because,
money.
yeah, if you don't have those time slots booked, then you're not working to your best abilities, and I think that's kind of silly, but
Yeah. All right, let's look at your schedule quickly. See if you want to pull up like your schedule, like if you want to. I mean, you can pull up on Zoom or
Okay, it's a little messy and kind of a lot, but it
okay,
also
that's
has
totally fine.
tears in it. You know. It's
If
like
there's
hieroglyphics a little bit,
if
but
there's addresses on there, I'm sure
yes,
everybody.
don't look at them,
Don't
guys.
steal them. We'll blur them out. Okay, so if we look at this real quick, on
Yeah.
Monday you had that morning phone time on Monday at 8
Mhm.
a.m.
Yeah.
How many phone calls did you do at 8 a.m. on Monday?
So that was an hour and a half,
Uh-huh.
probably at least 30, but probably more around 50.
Okay, it's like 30 to 50 phone calls what you made that
Yes.
morning. Okay.
Yeah.
You know how many demos you booked that morning?
I don't.
Okay, gotcha. But
I
you made
don't.
30 to 50 phone calls though, is what you did.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you had a full day that day?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you go over your day? Like what happened in those? Do you have four demos or five demos that day? Because we have the kickoff. So
Yeah. The push kicked off. My first demo was at 2:30. And then yeah, I had four that
okay.
day.
So can you tell me like what happened? No sale cancellation, sell, what'd you sell if you remember?
Okay. So before I kind of get into this, I'll just say it.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go for it.
So my very first day, my first demo, 2:30, uh, not even halfway through at the very beginning, um, I didn't have my phone on Do Not Disturb, which I almost always do. And I got a text from my friend that someone I was close with had died by suicide. So that was my first demo of the push.
So that was in the demo.
That was in the demo.
You saw that in the demo.
I saw that in the demo, but I still didn't even, I mean, I didn't acknowledge it. I just was like, we'll deal with this later. Right now, we're gonna just do this to our best abilities. And so I did. That was a no sale, but she's a real estate agent and she got me a lot of good referrals, some of which I'm meeting with.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well,
And then
I'm sorry to hear that. Um,
thank you.
obviously that's tough. Sure that kind of like shook you up a bit on Monday for sure.
Oh, for sure, 100%. This was the first demo of my push. This is what I've been preparing for like my whole life pretty much. I've been working towards accomplishing something major and that was just like, oh my God,
Yeah.
someone I know and care about is gone. And they were younger than me and it was just, yeah, it was a lot for sure. And then from there, so I was able to kind of, sorry, I'm kind of getting a little bit, this is
Very good.
still fairly new.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
so then after that demo, it was a 40-minute drive to my next one. And so I'm gonna be super honest. I was like bawling crying the whole time. I
Yeah.
just I I mean like I took the time to really feel what I was feeling. And then like 10 minutes before I got there, I was just like, we're gonna do this to my best abilities no matter what. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna make the best out of it because if I don't, then I'm not gonna forgive myself for that. And yeah, so that demo, this was a really fun, funny, hilarious situation. So I went over to his house. He's single. He's dating one of my mom's close friends. And
Uh-huh.
him and his family have a lot of money. They kind of own they're very entrepreneurship-ish. They all did sales. So whenever I got there, he was like, I'm probably not going to buy anything. You're going to really have to sell me on this.
Mm,
So I was like, okay, deal. Like we got it. It's going to be fun. I'm excited to be here. And then I was showing, I think, the trimmer, and randomly his cousin walked in and he was like, what are y'all doing? Like, what? And then they grabbed some beers and then they were just like drinking. It was funny. It was odd. And so what ended up happening, so I hadn't talked about that forever guarantee. So I just reiterated, hey, like this is
yeah.
what this is, like all of like the
For
important.
both of them. Right.
Yeah. And so he was like, wait, that's really, really cool. And so then what ended up happening is the guy who I originally ended up talking to, he got a homemaker and the cousin got a signature set with a few other
Nice.
things. So,
Nice.
yeah, so that was awesome. And then after that, I went to a real estate agent who already has an ultimate set and like pretty like she doesn't have the cookware, but she at that point I didn't know cookware that well.
Yeah.
But I still like pitched everything. What was
Mhm.
insane is she literally had a demo like a few weeks before. So
So you're right. She was a customer that answered the phone and said, I already have a demo, already done it, already know about all about Cutco, already have Cutco, and you still
yeah,
pull.
and I was like, I get paid just to show it. It really helps me towards a scholarship. And she was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. Like I love Cutco. And so I did. It ended up being a no sale, but I got some really, really good referrals.
Good.
So,
Three-way texted?
do what?
Were they
Yeah.
three-way texted?
Or yeah, they were notified about that.
The
Yeah.
text? Okay, cool. And then
And
did
then do
Facebook
what?
posts? Did you get are you getting Facebook posts from these customers or
Oh, my first one, no sale, was a Facebook
okay,
post. Yeah.
cool.
And
Are you offering it every single time?
yes, yes. So not everyone is comfortable doing that. Well, with my second demo, I was already going to be late to my next one, and that was very, very they were salespeople, so
Yeah.
they were trying to help me out as much as possible, and they also were trying to recruit me to get to work for them.
It
And
happened.
and so I was like, I love what I do, like it's, and they're like, yeah. Anyway, but that happens a lot actually, which is kind of funny.
If it doesn't happen, then you're doing it wrong, but good job.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
And then my last demo of the night, these people are insane. Um, Family's huge. I don't know if Sutherland's, their family founded that. And then they also own their own business, and that's who I talked to yesterday. They own multiple businesses. They're amazing people. They work really, really hard. So they got a signature set and with $350 worth of accessories off.
So how did you get that lead? Did you know them personally or did your mom
Yes.
know
Yeah.
them
So
or
I knew the daughter. We did like summer camps before.
okay,
And
summer camp.
and those people, they've worked with my mom before. So they're a title company. So real estate agents and all of that work really close together.
Gotcha. So your summer camp friend, do you see them all the time? Do you guys live like close to each other or do you
I
guys
haven't seen him since I was like in K1.
oh my gosh. So you just asked them though. You asked them for their did you
No,
ask
so that one was from my mom,
okay,
but yeah, there's another thing is I did talk to a lot of my friends. Not everyone said yes, but
sure.
there was a lot of people who were more than willing to just be like, "Yeah, totally talk to my mom. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
have
go
her.
get
Yeah.
that scholarship."
Yeah.
So it's just actually trying and doing
Good.
it
Good.
rather than yeah.
Cool.
But
So
now
that's Monday. So that's Monday, right? So that was Monday. We sold signature with homemaker and then sold a signature.
yes.
That was your Monday and then two no sales, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Sweet. So you get no sales. That's the thing. Like you
Oh, yeah, 100%.
sweet.
Uh,
So Tuesday, like a little like just I know you have more demos these next few days. So like in
I'll just
like 15 seconds, like what happened,
yeah.
who was with.
Just that first day was kind of a lot, so I wanted to
Yeah,
talk.
yeah, no, that's by the way, that was perfect. That was awesome.
Okay. Yeah, so Tuesday, 8:30 a.m. I don't remember what she bought, but like at this point, I don't even remember what people bought, but I think she bought something. Second one, cancellation. Third, um, no sale. Fourth, bought homemaker. Fifth, bought this was the fifth one was really interesting. So I was on her family owns a lot of Cutco. They're a Cutco family. She didn't. So she
Mhm.
really wanted to buy something. She knew the quality and everything. Halfway through, like as I was dropping down to go, like I was at the maybe ultimate set.
Yeah.
She like turned a horrible pale, started sweating like 5 minutes later. I was like, she's like, Janelle, I have to go. And I was like, are you okay? She's like, I am so nauseous. Yeah. So she ended up just vomiting. She was like, I had to like cancel. But she was like, but here's what I'll do. I'll buy that homemaker set. I know what I want. So I sent her that presentation of what we typically do whenever, like,
Sunflower.
yeah.
Mm.
So I was just like, here's kind of all of our options. If you see anything that interests you, let me know, and we can do that. So
Okay.
she just got the homemaker set. I didn't bonus anything. Because I didn't even talk about the bonus.
I know you just like, all right, here you go.
So
Sounds good.
I was like, here, yeah, cool. And then after that, another cancellation. And then Kristen Wyatt, sorry, I don't know. Yeah, she's more than fine with me saying her name. She is the most amazing person. Funny thing about her, her dad and Josh Mueller are best friends.
Oh my God. That's
But
wild.
they love Cutco. They are big Cutco people.
That is insane.
She wanted to buy the Ultimate, but she had a lot of expenses, etc. So she bought around $500 worth of other items. What's really cool about Josh and her dad is he has a salsa company, so they just trade salsa for the knives. And I'm like, that's crazy. Like,
That's crazy. That's expensive salsa right there.
yeah, yeah. I'm like, what? Okay, I wish I could do that. But and then Wednesday, so I had a Cutco owner. She wanted to
Tuesday, real quick on Tuesday recap. So what's like your overall recap on Tuesday? So how many sales? How many no sales?
uh one no sale and one and two reschedules.
Okay, cool.
Rest for sales.
And then in the morning, what time did you get to the office?
Ah, okay, Tuesday was bad. Okay, I honestly I oh no, Tuesday was fine. Tuesday was fine. I got there at I think 6:50. Okay, yeah, Tuesday was
So
fine.
you're good.
Yeah.
Sweet. What
But
time was what time was your last demo on Tuesday?
what time did I get home? Or like what time was my last
Oh,
time?
when was your last demo? When did you get home?
8:30. I was still in the office at midnight. We were big talkers. She's been trying to like contact as many people as possible, posting me on Facebook, talking me up. She like keeps on texting me. I'm working on it, Janelle. Like I want to help
You built a lot
you.
of rapport. Your rapport
Yes.
is like phenomenal.
Yes.
Awesome.
And yeah, she was somewhat good friends with my mom and she knew me a little bit, but it was amazing. I love that demo.
Okay.
And
And
that was
Wednesday?
virtual.
Oh, okay, cool. So it was all, so are you doing a virtual in person, kind of both?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
not all of these. My first day, all of them were in person. My second day, three of them were virtual. So that like the vomiting one, that was virtual too.
Yeah,
So
thank goodness that was
oh,
virtual.
oh no. I don't know what I would do in that situation.
That's
But
funny.
then on Wednesday, I had so yeah, I didn't get home till it's like a 30-minute drive from the office, so I didn't go home till around 12:30. And then I don't think I went to bed till around like 2:30. So did not hear any of my alarms. Well, I did actually. I got up and then I fell asleep on the floor.
Getting ready.
I couldn't, like, as I was putting on my heels, I was just like, wait. It was bad. It was not good. So I didn't get there till around 8, unfortunately. But I still did that demo. That I had a virtual demo. And
So let me pause you right there. So at this point, obviously, Friday, Sunday, you booked 22 demos. Monday, you made 30, 50 phone calls. So you booked demos. Tuesday morning, you made more phone calls. So you booked demos. So at this point on Tuesday morning, like, what is your schedule? Like, what does your schedule look like for till Friday? Like, is it booked up? Is it not booked up? Do you have slots open still?
it's not fully booked up. It wasn't, and I hate when that happens because I like to be able to have demos at every single point. And then if I ever had cancellations, I just did phone time.
Okay.
Like
So that
that's
was gonna be my
it.
question. So you get a cancellation, you just do phone time.
Yeah, 100%. If you're already planning on working, just work.
Yeah.
Like I think yeah, so I just did that but yeah. And so
Okay.
then on Wednesday I had that first demo and then the second that one was she was a Cutco owner. She just bought like a few things. Then the next one I had no idea about this, but she was like in her 80s. She owned some Cutco. She just bought one knife, but hey, one knife is one knife.
Yeah.
Um, and then I had volunteering. I volunteered at the Grief Center here, so that was really cool to do for the last time. And then I had a reschedule appointment, so from Tuesday I moved that over to Wednesday. And then that was a she owns and wants, so she bought like 400. This was Wednesday was my worst day. So Tuesday I think I sold around, sorry, making sure. Tuesday I sold around like, yeah, 3,000. Okay, yeah, like 3K.
Mhm.
Wednesday I only sold around 800.
Yeah.
And
So
then,
you still like that. I think it's important to understand is that like yes, you're selling the big stuff, and that's what people pay attention to. But you're also getting the cancellations. You're also getting the no sells. You're also getting the reschedules, just like everybody else. And you're
yeah.
also getting piece orders. But the most important thing is that whenever you get into the demo and you're actually doing it, regardless if it's a signature, a kitchen, business gift, or a piece, you're closing. You're closing at least
Oh
on
yeah.
something if you're trying to get in the demo, but you still get no sales too.
Yeah, I
It's
mean, yeah, most of the time I typically get at least some sort of sale, but sometimes it's not in their financial. Like even one knife, sometimes they're like, Janelle, like I can't, I would love it, but yeah. So it just happens. That's just how it goes.
yeah.
And then after that, I traveled 40 minutes for another one piece. And then I had a uh I wasn't able to get back. So I had to, so she could only do that appointment for 45 minutes, and I was going to be 20 minutes late. And so we were just like, we'll just find another time. So that one was yeah, it was my fault, but yeah. And then a cancellation that day after that. Um, so there was that. And then Thursday, this day was awesome. So started with the cookware workshop, loved it. Really implemented that ASAP. Did not know a lot of those things. Now I rave about cookware. I'm like, guys, this is insane. I get so hype about it.
Good. Good.
And so I had a cancellation at 8:30, so I just used that as phone time. And then I had a signature set with a piece of cookware and then $350 worth of accessories for free.
So as soon as you learn cookware, you kind of just put it to play.
It was my first demo of the day and they bought that. And then I had a demo, and then that was a, what did I sell there? I think I don't remember. I think maybe
Right.
signature, maybe, I don't know. Don't
It's
quote,
all right. We'll skip that one. Keep
don't
going.
quote me on that. Okay. Anyway, then another cancellation and another cancellation. And then this one was insane. So I pulled up to her house. She had a fountain and lion gates. I was like, okay. Okay.
Nice.
I felt it like
Was
even
was
beforehand.
she somebody from your mom, or was she a referral, or
No, she was a referral. So, and then we had a blast. It was so much fun. So I ended up selling a signature base, like the basic cookware set,
dang.
a bacon serve. Sorry. That's wrong. Um, I had like cookware, signature set, bacon serve, and then two galleys. So I just asked how many multiple times, and
So let's go through this then real quick. So I think this is important because this is like the cool order that you had on Thursday. So you got the demo, did demo the right way. Obviously, it was a baller customer. It was a referral. So who like referred from who? Like what, like who is it? Like you don't have to
yeah.
say the name, but like was it this week? Did you get that referral this week?
No, so I got this one. I was trying to get in contact with her for a little bit. The referral was my mom's sorority big, who she'd hadn't talked to in like 10, 15 years. And so I met with her like last week, and she's a Cutco owner. Her family loves it. So, and then she told her neighbor about it too. And then so that's how we connected. And so, yeah, basically walking through this at the very beginning, I was kind of like, I got to put gifts into her mind.
Yes, for
Well,
sure.
because she was also kind of saying, "Oh my gosh, like my sister, she said definitely buy her some knives." So I was like, "Perfect."
That's
Like,
awesome.
oh my God, this is gonna be huge. So we were first finding what worked for her. So the ultimate, she cooks every single day for her dogs. She makes steak every single night for them.
Wow.
She makes whole big meals for her animals and has like 12 people over every Sunday.
So
Uh,
she hosts a lot of people. She cooks a lot. So it's
yes.
not just that she has a lot of money. She actually just cooks too.
Yes, she
Huh.
loves to cook and bake and all of those things. And she didn't have like really good knives. She just had hankles.
Yeah.
So she was like, and then it was so funny. She didn't even like want to cut anything. She was like, I trust you. You're I was like, okay, okay,
Good
cool.
rapport. That's good.
And so then we found the signature set and I was like, how many? She's like, just one. And I was like, okay, so we do have those smaller set options that might look better as like gifts. And we
Uh,
also have like a Christmas in July special. So if you buy three, you get one free. So so I was like, the homemaker, this is your most basic. This is really good for even those who don't even cook that much.
yep.
And she was like, that just seems like a little bit of a lot. So then I was like, the galley, that's like your everyday sort of set. So even if they cook, like if they cook a little bit, this is probably perfect for them. And she was like, okay, I'll take one of those. And
So
then,
that was like the purpose of a gift for her sister, right? Okay.
yes. And then I was like, okay, so if you buy another one, I can get you. So she doesn't, I was like, I can get you another set for free, like a smaller set. And she was like, okay, wait, cool. Yeah, so I'll just add another one of those on there. I think
But
that
you
would be a
get
really,
everything. That's
I think
fine.
that would be a really great Christmas gift for I don't remember who. And and then she was and I was like, okay, I went over like the smaller sets. I was like, I would probably recommend like the all knife set for you. Just as like a gift. It's just
Yeah.
really good. And then I was like, or wait, actually, I know you really like those entertainer packs, so I can just do two free of those instead. So that's better. And she was like, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that for sure. Those will also be Christmas gifts. And I was like, awesome. You're getting Christmas taken care of. And then we then went over gifts and accessories. Flatware, she was like, not really. And I was like, as a gift? And she was like, wait. And she was like, yeah, no, it's fine. And then cookware, she loved the cookware. She wanted the whole thing, but she was like, no, that's just a little bit too much right now. So what we did is I was like, okay, we can just get you started on it. So we just did that basic sort of set. And
Cool.
then we had and then we showed her the gifts and accessories, asked if any of it interests her, and she's like, yeah, add that, add that, add that, etc. So, and then ended up getting some other smaller pieces as gifts.
Even the like the gadgets, you sold multiple of the gadgets, right? Like to this, to that, to this, to that. So I think that's important too, is that a lot of people don't realize that you show everything. Like you quite literally show everything and you give the customer ideas as to why to buy more. Because she said no for herself, but she said yes for other people.
Yes.
And so, just giving the ideas and really trying to just paint the picture for your customers in regards to why, and then asking how many, and then giving her the best deal that she could get. And so, cool. That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
a great order. When I saw that, I was like, holy cow, that's a $6,000 order. That's awesome. That's great. So, cool. So, did you get referrals? How many referrals did you get? Your Facebook posts? How'd it go?
I got three referrals. One of her business partners, she is a hermit. She was like, Janelle, I really want to help you, but I literally like I was trying, some people just don't give those referrals. I even did like incentives. No. So it was just three. It was three really good ones. So yeah. That's how that went. And then after that, I had a virtual appointment. She ended up buying just some table knives. She already owned Cutco, likes it, didn't really want anything else. She was very one of those straightforward people, like just kind of cut to the chase. But I was still like, I'll still show you everything. So I even if they are still very straight shooter, I still am like, yeah, so just so you know, like we do have these other options that are super, super cool. And she's like, yeah, show that to me. So I always show that. And then on Friday, had yeah, so the first one, that was a business gift. That was who I met with on Monday, his business partner. So I prepared for this. I spent a lot of time on this. And I I was super nervous, but I knew that this was going to go excellent. And I so it was scheduled at 8:30. He
Mhm.
woke up at 8:15. So he was like, Janelle, I can't do it. And so, or he was like, hey, can we move it back to 9:30, 10? I'm so sorry. And I was like, hey, just get here as soon as you can. We'll make it work. So, well, I was like, I have one at 10:30. I'll see about pushing that back a little bit. So I messaged my 10:30. I actually had multiple cancellations. I've had like multiple cancellations and then replacing that with other ones, 100%.
All right, so let's talk about that real quick. So how do you so you wake up Friday morning, you're preparing for this big demo at 8:30, but ends up being 9, whatever time it is. How many demos do you have booked that day before the day started?
I only had six, but it
Six.
was kind of a blessing in disguise. Well, like fully book your calendar. But so I just had that 10:30 spot go to 2:30 and that worked out perfectly. Um, so yeah.
Okay. So when
And
it comes to like you just said you had cancellations this day, but you get it booked up again. So what's your process of that? Like how does that work?
so so if I have a cancellation, then I mean I still phone and I try to find someone else to put that time slot in because I'm not gonna have a time slot. If I have a time slot, I did something wrong. Like or it's just bad luck, but it's typically like me.
Like so
Like
you're just saying that you make enough phone calls that you're gonna get everything booked.
100%. Like if I woke up on Wednesday on time, I probably would have had that time slot done. So I understand that was like completely my fault, and that's okay. But it was kind of a blessing in disguise because I just moved that 10:30 to 2:30. Really got to talk to him about all different types of like business gifts, what would work best for him and his company. So he actually owns two companies. So what he ended up doing was this is my first business gift sort of thing. So this is
Yeah.
awesome. What he ended up doing was he did nine like get one free for two of his companies. So two different logos, super cool. And then he was like, yeah, so my wife also wants that signature set. So we'll just go ahead and get that. And then we had engraving on that too. So yeah,
Nice.
it was.
You got a business gift for two different companies and also a signature set at the same time.
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so that was a 6.3K order.
Nice. And then the rest of the day?
The rest of the day, so moved that one, had a had a tiny sale at 12:30 and then had another like tiny like some of these are just gifts for other people because they not everyone wants to spend this kind of money on themselves. So yeah, both of those were like gifts. And then no sale, cancellation, no sale. So,
Okay.
but yesterday, my last one, I got 40 referrals in a Facebook post, all texted. Um, and yeah. And
So
then
during
before that, so if I have no sales, I typically at least get 10 referrals. at
Okay.
least. I want to get 10 referrals on all of them. Like I try for that,
Yeah.
but no sales, they kind of feel a little bit worse. So I don't know.
Whenever you get canceled, like the cancellations you got yesterday, like in the moment, uh,
Yeah.
what do you like? Let's just say it's 5:30 p.m. It's 5:25, you're about to do the demo and they cancel. What do you do?
I just like sometimes I'll just phone. There was one day where I had a cancellation. Well, I had a cancellation and it was 40. I was running, sorry, I'm plugging in my computer. Um, but I had a cancellation and I was a 40-minute drive away anyway. So I was 40 minutes from the office. And so then I was so exhausted that day. I ended up pulling over on the side of the highway and taking a 10-minute nap. I
That's
couldn't I couldn't feel it. But yeah, and then I also like talked to my cancellation about like booking for
yeah.
tomorrow or the next day after that.
Yeah.
So just
Oh,
communicating with them and yeah.
so if you're not in demo, you're booking.
Yeah.
And you had a 40-minute drive, you took a 5-minute nap on the road.
Yeah, on the highway. It was
Right.
scary.
So when you're not in demo, you book. If you got a cancellation, you try to fill it up. If you don't fill it up, you book. What is this is like kind of like the overarching thing here, like the putting chair on top of this little interview for you guys. Like, what is Janelle's mentality day to day when it comes to like what am I working? Like, I think some people they book their day as much as they can. They go to the next day, they phone in the morning, they follow the calendar all the way or somewhat, but then they get cancellations of the day and they're tired. And so whenever they, get a cancellation reschedules, they don't phone, or let's just say they're 8:30 p.m. cancels, they don't phone. They're like, it's 8:30, I'm gonna get ready for bed, I'm gonna have dinner, all this stuff. What is your mentality? I want to know what is your mentality? Like how long are you working? When are you gonna go to bed? Like, what has happened with Janelle the past 5 days when it comes to like mentality of how you're working in your day?
So I typically wake up at around 5:30. It takes me around an hour to get ready, and it takes me 20 minutes to get to the office. So I try to get here at 6:50 every morning. And then I just constantly keep on working throughout the day. I don't even think about what time it is. I really don't. I'm just like, okay, next thing. Okay, yeah, cool. That was a 5.6K order. Next. Okay, easy. Like no matter what, if you're doing good or if you're doing bad, continuously like working towards your goals and finding out why those goals are important is huge and sharing them.
Mhm.
Sharing them, goal setting and all of that. But my main like mindset is just I want to make the best out of this and I only have 10 days to do this. Everyone else has 19. So I am pushing myself to my limits. There's been some times where it's been absolutely awful, like that car ride, to my next
20-minute drive
appointment.
for no reason. Yep.
Yeah. And there's been just like, some moments where I just want to like take a nap, 100%. But then I think, okay, if I take a nap, so during SC1, I got trophies, but I felt horrible the entire time I was during that conference and everything because I knew I didn't push myself. I could have done better. So that was just something that I needed to do for me because if I didn't have my full potential, then I just need to do that for me. Like that is something that's huge and
Yeah.
yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, for sure. So that's great. I love like your mental game of like you were literally, was it the number one rep, number two? No, you were the number two rep, number
No.
top five,
I
whatever it was.
I think I was number like 5, but
Yeah.
I was number 1 AM. Yeah.
So like you won two big trophies. You're the number one assistant manager in SC1 push, and you still realized that there was more in tank. Like you didn't really push in SC1.
Well, for me, it's like Okay, accomplishment is great, but it's rather those actions that I care about because at the end of the day, like whenever you're like close to the end of your life, you're thinking about all that you did. You don't really think about like those accomplishments necessarily. It's more of like the actions and everything that you did to get to those points and kind of like the journey throughout. But yeah.
What time have you gone to bed every single day? What time? How about this one? What time does your demo, like your last demo, usually end at? And what time does, or what time do you, or just get back home from the office? Let's just say you're 8:30 p.m. canceled. You're still probably calling, is what you said earlier. So what
Mhm.
time have you usually gone home, gone to bed, and then, yes,
Yeah. So on average, it typically ends around 11 just because those last people really like to talk and I love to talk to them. I'm more than willing. And I have the time too. So sometimes I wait like it's an hour drive from home. So if it ends at 11,
I get back home 12.
I get home at around midnight and and then it takes me around an hour. So sometimes I don't get into bed till around 1 to 2 in the morning, and then I wake up at around 5:30.
Okay. So you live an hour away from your office. You're there at 6:50 every
No,
single.
no, no, no. I live
Um,
20 minutes away from my
oh,
office.
okay.
A
I was
lot
like,
of
holy moly.
a lot of these people that I
Customers
meet
live
with
away.
are
Gotcha.
a little distance. And then if they're not, then we typically still talk until like I typically end my days no matter what at around midnight because I like to prepare for the next day. That's
Yeah.
like
It's a good
midnight
idea.
is like okay, this is whenever I'm gonna start to like chillax a little bit. And then so if I'm not doing something, then I'll like prepare for the next day. See who I want to phone first, etc. Stuff like that.
Just to cap this section off, your day starts at 5:30 a.m. and
Mhm.
it ends like you get home at like 11 to 12.
Mhm.
Cool.
And it takes me around an hour to get ready to go to bed. So I only get like 4 to 5 hours a night.
And you're throughout the day, you're calling, you're doing demos, you're rescheduling, you're calling, you're doing demos, you're rescheduling. That's literally your rinse and repeat process each and every single day.
Yeah, and I love it. I love like talking to people. And I'm enthusiastic about every single person. Because you never know. You never know. And I always have a fun time no matter what. They have a fun time, and that's super important. Just to make sure you like your job. Like if you're not having a fun time in your demos, you're doing it wrong. 100%.
Awesome. Well, that's all I have, all the questions I have for you. I'll give you like 15 seconds, 20 seconds. Any other tips that you have, encouraging words that you have for anybody who's watching this?
Um, I mean, no matter what happens, I mean, I talked about my first day. Keep on going. Be confident within yourself and your abilities, because that comes across. If you're not confident in yourself, then they're going to see that. If you're not having a smile on your face, they're not going to have a smile on their face. Just giving the energy you give it be the energy that you want to receive. So that's something that's super big and something that there's sometimes where like I'm doing a demo like and I'm just like yeah, so I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm just like it's the Cutco flowing through me. I'm just like okay, so this is your trimmer, this is your small utility knife. And I'm just like the happiest person and I don't even know what I'm saying, but yeah, I love it.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Janelle. Appreciate it. And I'm sure people will listen to this and realize, holy cow, this is what push looks like. So thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, and then I'm also going to break the record. So 55K is my new thing. So, yeah, keep on
10
watching.
days. 10 days. Let's go. Bye.
Yes. All right.